I think I could do that surgery. What? A medical intern can't do surgeries. If something were to happen.
As for my assistant, medical intern Kichi Sato.
Miss Saijo.
Professor Uchima, Mr. Sasaki's condition?
Sorry, but I have to do an emergency operation. Ask another doctor who is free.
But, there's no one else.
Then do first aid and buy some time.
But...
I think I could do that surgery. What? A medical intern can't do surgeries? If something were to happen. That something is happening right in front of us. We either get doctor from a different hospital quick, or you need to take charge. We're running out of time. I'm pretty sure your emergency operation isn't that urgent. Your reasoning for that is since the patient is a VIP. Don't talk like you know everything. I judged that it was urgent. Then put me in charge of this. Time is running out. The hospital is at stake if you mess up. If word gets out an intern did the surgery, who knows what will happen?
Then I'll do it.
Huh?
As for my assistant, medical intern Kichi Sato.
Miss Saijo, were you on a leave?
I can't be relaxing at home when there's patients right in front of me who need help. I was planning to take my leave from tomorrow anyway. I did inform you in advance.
But Miss Saijo, I'm pretty sure you haven't done the same procedure for Mr. Sasaki before. Nevertheless, I still can't approve this. Thank you.
It's nothing. Are you confident about this procedure?
Yes, it was the field my father was best at. I will definitely lead you the right way.
Looks like I can rely on you.
Hey, wait!
Get the VIP prepped, please.
My name is Keiichi Sato. I'm a medical intern at a university hospital. The next day...
I'm glad it was a successful procedure. Please enjoy your time traveling around with your grandchild.
Thank you so much. I can't show my gratitude enough. Oi, you two, come here for a second. You took a whole lot of risk doing that. What would you have done if you failed? Excuse me for saying this, but it was successful.
Kiichi's father was a doctor called the God Hand. He's seen his father's techniques over hundreds of times, ever since he was little. His advice and sense is the real thing. There wasn't a chance of failure.
That's not what I'm asking. But first of all, I don't understand why you prioritize the VIP. I don't remember hearing about VIP's operation being expedited. Rather, were you told off for doing that?
In fact, finishing something you don't like first, I don't think is anywhere similar to eating what you don't like first.
That's right. Professor Nishiki. Hey Uchima, this isn't a talk you needed to call them into a room for. They got results. Results are all that matter. But... Looks like you still don't understand how amazing what they did is. Huh? The procedure they did. Only a handful of people have successfully done it. We need to release a doctoral thesis as soon as possible. An achievement like this is a first for our hospital. Was it that amazing? There might have been more risks if I did it. You did a great job. There's no intern who has a promising future more than you. You had an excellent skill as well, Yui. Please get right into writing up a thesis.
Of course.
Thank you. I wonder if that rumor is true about Yui. 2 months later... Professor Nishiki, what's the meaning of this? What's the matter? Why is your name in the author of this thesis? Miss Saijo is the one who performed the operation. Oh, well that's... I'm sure you've already heard this, but I'm the one who invited her to this hospital. I taught her everything she knows. Therefore, she couldn't have done the thesis without me. I have the right to put my name on it. You may have taught her here ABCs, but that has nothing to do with the thesis. Okay, Keiichi. For an intern like you to talk to a professor to face is not by the book. And to think that you can praise me or criticize me? Who do you think you are? What do you think a professor's profession is? I think we're all human. I will never forgive something that is wrong. If you don't erase your name from this thesis, I'll erase the whole thing. What? If you still insist on writing it, I'll get you to explain the thesis in front of the VIP patients and the director of the hospital. Then I'll keep asking you about it. Of course, you won't be able to answer them properly. That's because there's no way you could fully understand the procedure. That's how difficult this procedure really is. Damn you. You willing to go that far to protect her work? Yes. I respect her. Things like the way her kindness and the way she speaks to her patients. I truly believe she's a great doctor. In the end, is it love or something? She's my partner. If you're thinking something weird, forget about it. I wouldn't mix personal and business matters together. Oh.
Good evening. I've never met an intern like you.
Sorry, I've said too much.
I'm glad you feel that way. Also, let me explain something. I'm not the professor's partner or anything like that.
What?
It's true that the professor brought me here, but that's because he just wants to get his hands on me. You think I'm that easy of a woman?
No, I don't think you are.
Thank you. I'll pay you back eventually for this. Really, thank you.
It was nothing. The look on her face, there was something about it suggesting she had made her decision. It turns out my instinct was spot on. A month later, Miss Saijo, is it true you're transferring out of town? Was it because of Professor Nishiki?
No, that's not why. I don't want anything to do with him. I asked to be transferred.
Oh, is that so?
Aren't you also transferring to internal medicine next week? Don't lose that sense of justice of yours.
I'll do my best. I'll go see you when I'm a doctor like my father.
What? You're going to be here that long until I see you? If you ask me out for dinner, I'll be glad to go.
Oh, I got a little too ahead of myself. Yui, are you really leaving?
Of course. Thank you for everything until today.
I'm sorry about the thesis. It was your achievement. Yui, how I feel about you?
You have a wife and child. That's not a good thing to say.
What? You have a wife and a child? What? If I'm going to be with you, I'll leave them. Well, that's really cliche.
Please stop calling me by my first name. It's gross.
Gross?
I can't look at life straight on when I'm at this hospital. And there's not enough doctors I can face straight on either. I believed you were a true doctor. I'm really disappointed.
Are you sure about leaving? You'll never be able to go back on the path to becoming a professor.
Those are really your last words? You really don't think about getting promoted.
Yui.
I was right to leave this hospital. Goodbye.
Thus, Yui left the hospital. A week later...
Mr. Soto, I heard. You picked a fight with Mr. Uchima and Mr. Nishiki from the surgical department.
What? It wasn't really a fight.
For an intern to have so much guts, you're definitely the first. I respect that.
This nurse, was she always like this?
Also, there's a rumor. Is it true that Dr. Saiho dumped Professor Nishiki? What happened? Tell me all the details.
Really, it's not even worth talking about. The day I become a professor might be soon. My stomach's been acting up recently.
But you should be careful from now. Mr. Nishiki and Mr. Uchima both really have power. If you go against them again, you won't be able to get off easy.
I'll be careful. The nurse's warning was right. I was praised at internal medicine, but I started getting hate from the surgical department. It's hard being an intern. Hey, Keiichi. Mr. Uchima, you don't look so good. Yeah, that's what I came here to talk about. Talk? The truth is... That's my body's condition. This is the same condition as the granddad, Mr. Sasaki. That means... Keiichi, please help me. Understood. I didn't expect something like this to happen. I can't just turn a blind eye. Keiichi, about Mr. Uchima. Are you going to do it? Of course, as soon as possible. About that. There's been an offer from a big overseas university for you to intern there. Huh? It's a good opportunity. Leave Uchima up to me. You should take the offer. But only me and Miss Saijo could perform the surgery. It's fine. I've had a good look at the thesis. Are you doubting my abilities? No, that's...
Of course we doubt it.
Huh?
Do you have something against us looking after Mr. Uchima?
Yui.
You're probably only thinking one thing. You're probably thinking, us helping Uchima is putting your seat as professor at risk. There's constantly weird rumors about you spreading around recently.
That's not true. Mr. Uchima's my best student. I see. To decide something like that just for your self-preservation? How far have you fallen as a doctor? What? I can take that as you rebelling against me, right? What are you saying? Me and Mr. Uchima have a full authority of this hospital. Without my permission, no one can use the operating room.
That's despicable.
Of course, I'll give you permission when you come back from overseas, Keiichi. By that time, we might be too late. If that happens, that's just destiny. What should I do?
This is troubling. We could transfer Mr. Uchima to a different hospital. But if we do something like that, Keiichi's future will be at stake.
You two. You're... Sorry to eavesdrop, but I was listening to your talk. I may be able to help.
You? Mr. Sasaki?
Yes, I'm actually... A week later, I wonder where I should send Keiichi.
Excuse me. Mr. Uchima's operation was successful.
Huh? What is the meaning of this? Please be quiet in the hospital. Everything went smoothly. You did the operation without permission? This is a serious violation of terms. I'll find the appropriate punishment for... You should be the one that faces punishment. Hospital director? Why are you here? I heard everything from Mr. Sasaki. We did the operation secretly, but with full approval from the hospital director.
All thanks to Mr. Sasaki. He explained everything to him.
Sasaki? Mr. Sasaki is the patient we saved, and is also the hospital director's cousin. What? I kept the cousin thing a secret when I was admitted. I didn't expect to hear that I was about to be put on the waiting list. I'm glad I was able to see how rotten this hospital has gotten. But it was Mr. Uchima who tried to put your surgery down the list. I had nothing to do with that. Well, that may be true about that incident, but not putting Miss Saijo and Mr. Sato in charge of Mr. Uchima is difficult to accept. By what you were saying, it looks like you just wanted to keep your seat as a professor. I don't see how someone like that could look after patients at this hospital. Yeah, I feel the same way. At the least, I couldn't expect things being handled fairly.
There was a clear problem on how you treated me as well.
Wait a minute. Do you really believe what these two have to say? Don't you think they could be lying just to bring my reputation down? Did you actually hear it? Of course, there was no vocal recordings. But by the way these two treat their patients, I can tell they have something I can trust. But that doesn't prove I've personally done anything wrong. I can explain that. Mr. Uchima, I know all sorts of things about Professor Nishiki, about how cruel of a person he is. I've written everything on this notepad. It's on my desk in my office. Please take a look. Uchima! So assign me as the next professor. That I can't do. Huh? Well, that's because you tried to put Mr. Sasaki down the waiting list in the first place. I can get the nurses to testify that. No way! That just means I snitched on the professor for nothing! Don't you realize? You tried to conceal things, lied about things, and tried to save just yourselves right in front of the director. You could try worrying about patients, talk to people with the respect, etc. You couldn't get anything done right that any normal person could definitely achieve. Do you really think that we could trust you after all the things you've done at the hospital? Exactly what Keiichi said. You two will need to accept the appropriate punishment. That's fine. I'll show my true skill at a different hospital. Same with me. It doesn't have to be at this hospital. The two decided to leave the hospital after this incident. They thought they could show their true ability. At the new hospital, After Professor Nishiki lost the battle over power, he couldn't join any faction and he was all alone. He tried to use all his power with politics so much his ability as a doctor deteriorated. After that, his name was never mentioned anywhere. Former associate professor Mr. Uchima's health state kept worsening. He's struggling to continue his job as a doctor. He started teaching at a university, but his skill as a doctor is so inexperienced that his student didn't take him seriously. On the other hand, Miss Saijo, congratulations on coming back.
Well, I'll leave if something starts to smell fishy again. If that happens, will you come with me, Kichi?
Huh?
It's no fun unless there's someone so passionate like you beside me. Also, ask me out for dinner, will you?
Yes. Thank you for watching till the end.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.